Hi, and good Monday morning to you, my chocolate candy cane factory toast goblins of pan-fried gingerbread noodles. Welcome to Monday. I am home from New York City. I did spend more time in the van than I did in the city, but my highlight reel remains for you should you like to see the adventures I had last week. And also my last two posts are reels of my book haul from Books of Wonder and my stationery haul from two different stationery stores I was able to find. So coffee cheers to you. We are here as ever for our weekly reading book review. Welcome to December, episode 3 already. Still looking for summer. I read 2 books this week, and I'll show you what I'm currently reading and might read next. Okay, the first one I finished on the road trip this week. This is Natasha Preston's The Party. Not for me. It was like a teen slasher horror film novel. So I love the premise, loved the cover, bought it for the cover, bought it for the premise. A weekend party for high schoolers at an abandoned castle mansion, but they keep getting killed off one by one, and they don't know if it's an inside job, if it's a targeted attack, or just random crimes, and it just wasn't for me. Okay, so that exists. Whatever. Okay, the next one I read was a lot more to my liking. This is Claire Jiménez, What Happened to Ruthie Ramirez. Anyway, I won't tell you how I know Claire, but I did get to hear her lecture, and she teaches, here I am telling you anyway, she teaches at USC, South Carolina, University of South Carolina, in their literature department, but she grew up in, I think, Queens and Staten Island, and so this happened, or Brooklyn. Anyway, where I was and what was so great. Okay, first about the book. Heartbreaking, but also hilarious. So it's 3 points of view of the mother and 2 of the daughters, and one of the daughters went missing as a teenager, and they think they found her, or they think that it's her that they see on a reality show, and so they go to track her down. The mom's best friend, hilarious, star of the show, but also heartbreaking for how tough their childhood were, and life isn't that easy, but also hilarious because she has, a PhD in, whatever literature, but she has to work at a lingerie store at the mall. So it was a heavy read, but also some great lines and moments. What I was happy about was I was reading this on the subway when we went up to the Hispanic Society. So, it was like a 30-minute subway ride, and I'm reading it. And then on our way home, I counted, and in the 10 people parameter of where I was sitting, 4 of us were reading books. It made me so happy. So books are real. Books are forever. And that made me happy to be reading a New Yorker book on the subway in New York, surrounded by other New York commuters also reading books. So yay. Again, What Happened to Ruthie Ramirez. So it's literary fiction. Okay, grown up literary fiction content, but applicable to the scenario, not just thrown in there because for content's sake. Okay, your kids don't want to read it. Okay, on our road trip, Dad drove the van so we could deliver Nathan's art paintings. We finished both Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on audio. Thank you, Hoopla. Jim Dale, love him. And I have an hour left in Chamber of Secrets. Just makes me want to flip back through my 3D versions with that were illustrated by minalima. Okay. Coffee's at hand. I can calm down. Okay, currently reading. I am halfway through one of the books I got at Books of Wonder. This is David Farr's The Book of Stolen Dreams. This is middle grade adventure. I'm not saying it's not well written. I'm saying it's intense. He was the writer, apparently, of The Night Manager, which is not kid appropriate. It was a BBC series with Tom Hiddleston. Loved it. There were parts I fast forwarded. Got the DVDs from the library, of course. Anyway, but this is written for kids. But the brother is involved in an assassination attempt, and one of the grown-ups gets shot in front of him. And there's a dictator who wants to steal this book that their librarian father was imprisoned for stealing, and only the kids know where it is. But the dictator wants to find it so that he can live forever. And so it's just, as a grown-up, when you know politics and world history, it's hard to dissociate from this is real, and why is the world so violent and awful, and why are people mean? So there's no real humor in it. Yeah, the only, and also, let's see, sorry, author opinion here too. So like they're traveling by airship and train, and so it feels kind of vintage, old worlds. I won't name any countries. But then like someone has an electric toothbrush. It's like, but we're orphans, and people are being imprisoned for telling a guy that he's sick and gonna die, and I just don't understand. So it's a lovely cover. The illustrations, little chapter headers are great. It's a well-designed book. I love holding it. You know, I love a paper middle grade book. So it's good to read. It's not taking that long. I'm just curious about why. And I know kids can handle more than we give them credit for. I'm not saying kids can't handle it. I'm just like not enjoying it. Again, well written is just hard to read because current events being what they are. Fair? Okay. So maybe reading next. I don't know why. I have an inkling for some fantasy. This is The 13th Child by Erin Craig. Came out earlier this year, but Book of the Month brought it back for December. And lo and behold, the text font is not too tiny, so gonna, I think, read that YA. It looks kind of like a goth. I know nothing about it, but I know her other two books, duology or companion novels, were about 12 dancing princesses, so I'm guessing this is another fairy tale-esque gothic retelling. Looking forward to that. And because it's tiny and because I pre-ordered it and I should read it now and finish this series by the end of the year, this is the 5th in Kawaguchi's the Tales from the Cafe series. This is Before We Forget Kindness. It just came out. And I'm obsessed with these covers and, you know, short Japanese fiction that's just kind of cozy. So, all right, wishing you a lovely, gloomy Monday, wherever you may be. I hope there's lots of coffee and sweet treats to keep you company, keep you creative, and we'll talk more books and art soon. Let me know what stories you're reading, loving, enjoying, listening to, watching, whatever. I did, instead of reading yesterday, curled up on the couch and watched a French film and then some Gilmore Girls, because that's the kind of nerd I am. So, coffee cheers to you. We'll talk at you later. Okay.